Hi everyone, Aquarian Humanitarian here. I apologize again for not having my camera on. The troubleshoot result states that I toggle an option that disallows camera to some apps, and I haven't been able to find where I did that. But I already authorized Zoom to use camera, so I don't know where else I can go to fix it. But you know what? There's always a reason for everything. I accept what is, and we just have to deal with this for now. Okay. So, anyway, if you're new to this channel, we have been putting out self development videos related to mental health, consciousness, soul mission, your soul purpose that would help you ascend to the new 5D Earth. It's happening now, right now. Okay. So, today we will talk about what is happening behind the scene and what we should expect going forward. The next 2, 3 years is very significant. So, with that said, I want to welcome Sir Tato Malay today, the founder of AM Kamalayan Movement. Again, Kamalayan means consciousness. Welcome, Sir Tato, and thank you for being here again to share your wisdom.
Hello, hello, and I'm glad that I'm up and about, being able to share whatever I'll be able to share today. And somehow, well, I've been out and about for the past 3 days. Anyway, so
Tell us about that. What
what do you
happened?
mean out?
Because
Well,
it's something
what
that
happened was,
people need to know what's going on with our bodies, our nervous system right now, because it's very, it ties into the solar storm, the solar activity, and it's very active right now. So I think since we're in the same line of thought, what's happening behind the scene, it's a good it's a good topic to discuss, how is this shift affecting our bodies too, right? Because what happens out there happens inside us. So, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the universe, so the soul. So, go ahead and share with us what happened to you in the last couple of days because there was a G2 storm
well,
over the
actually,
weekend.
okay. Well, no, I woke up very early in the morning because I had a very early appointment to with Rene Molina. He came back. I mean, he's here. He came home to the Philippines as a balikbayan, but he left, I think, already. I don't know. I remember Rene from New Zealand, my
Yes,
friend.
I met him actually. When
So,
I was in New
uh,
Zealand. I got
yeah,
to
he,
see him.
he actually is actually making kamusta to you.
Oh,
Anyway,
if I
so,
had have known that he's here, I would have joined you guys. Anyway,
yeah, but
next time.
it was a fast one. And
Mm-hmm.
actually, what happened pa, during that time, we almost didn't get to see each other because when I woke up early in the morning, I felt so wobbly. I said, "What is this? I mean, is it the heat? Is it the summer heat?" But
Mm-hmm.
normally, pag summer heat lang, kayang-kaya ko yan eh. Normally,
Yeah.
ligo lang yan and somehow freshen up and then that's it. And then I'll be up and about. Now, the thing here is, when I got to Rene's place, he wasn't there. So talagang wala ang labos. I mean, we miscommunicated. We had a miscommunication. And during that time, I didn't have any signal with me, Wi-Fi signal. So
Oh no.
talagang I went to the place where I was supposed to meet him, but it seems that when I got there, he left already and went back to the hotel. So anyway, so I got back. Anyway, to cut it short, we were able to see each other in the hotel. Now the thing here is, after that, when I got home, I I was supposed to eat lunch, but I couldn't eat my lunch. I said, "What's wrong with me? I mean, why is it that I don't have the kind of appetite to eat? Normally, I would just, automatically habit na yun eh. So no problem with me. But this time, every time I munch food, parang I couldn't even put it in. I had to take in water with it, so the so I could swallow the food. And the thing is, what sabi ko, there's something here that's going on. I don't know. This is not normal anymore with me. I think this is not something naman na kung talaga that has to do with my body. Kasi, I mean, panlasa ko was still okay. My sense of taste was still okay. But then what happened was I didn't want to eat anything at all. And I wasn't hungry. I knew I was hungry. I knew I had to eat, but I couldn't have the appetite to eat anyway. So I was asking myself, is this something to the effect of a solar flare? Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, so I just let it be first. I mean, now the thing is, I I tried to brush it off. I thought it was just going to be gone in just a few moments, but a few moments went into 2 days of sleep. I stayed I stayed on bed for 2 days straight, and somehow I've never done that in my life. I stayed in bed for 2 days not because I was sick, not because I had fever or whatever, but I had pains. I was feeling some pains all over my body, especially in my tummy. But then again, sabi ko, why? These are all, I would say, my experience. I mean, I've been experiencing this for the first time. I've never experienced this before. And then what happened was, all right, I would just go to sleep. I would try to go to sleep because I felt so sleepy, groggy, but I couldn't go to sleep naman. Sabi ko, is this because of the heat? Hindi rin naman, because sabi ko, I had everything with me and everything was okay. So, sabi ko, what's wrong? And so, every time naman I would really get to fall asleep, you know, that was when I really discovered I had dreams several times that, yeah, there was this message telling me you had ascended. You're in the fifth dimension. Sabi ko, I know already. I've ascended. Sabi ko ganyan. Sabi
Confirmation.
ko, I mean, I've never doubted that. But what's special about this now? Now, the thing is, you know, uh, every time I would go back again to sleep, I would have again the same dream. You have ascended, and you're in the fifth dimension. Sabi ko, all right. Sabi ko, no problem with that. No qualms with being in the fifth dimension. I've been in other dimensions as well. And somehow, I've experienced being a multidimensional person. Well, as a result of my course in, well, before Payano. I mean, I remember kasi during those times, doon ko lang na, pero alala uli, when I actually took up a course in Monroe Institute, it really made me go to several dimensions. Whatever dimension I would choose, I was able to go to, and that was the experience, the exercise we had in that institute. And somehow, I've been there in the fifth dimension. I know. I mean, I know how it feels like. Sabi ko, ganyan palagi sa akin. I was talking to myself. So sabi ko, what's so special about it? Anyway, so if that's the message, so be it. I will just maybe really try to tell people that, yes, we are already have ascended, and we are now in the fifth dimension. So I think that was the entire message there. For me to come out with a blog to say, we are in the fifth dimension. It's already with us. I mean, we're already there. There's no doubt. And all we need to do is to just be aware of it, that we are. that we have ascended. And that's what I did. So yun yung
Okay.
experience ko.
Okay. So I just want to add real quick. Um, what you have been feeling is actually ascension symptoms, ascension flu, because you had some body aches and you were feeling very exhausted. So
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday was the peak of the solar storm. So
Wow.
if you
Exactly.
guys are not familiar with with me, my channel in Facebook and in YouTube, every day I would put out two two posts. That's without fail. The first one is to update you on the what the sun is doing, the solar activity, because it affects our body, right? And then the second one, I would always share the words of the enlightened one, Buddha. And then I would expand on it and explain how it would, as it relates to our daily life, how it would help us. But let me just read to you exactly what happened to you because this was Friday and I posted this Friday, April 17. So,
Yep.
April 17, 2026, the Schumann resonance has entered the expected ionospheric saturation in high amplitude surge phase.
Wow.
So we had G1, G2, and the activity level was extremely active. Okay, very active. So in that post, I said, uh, I mentioned, what this means for you. So the peak of G2 solar storm um, is basically affecting our nervous system. Okay, so it says you may feel physically restless, wired, but tired, or like there is a low grade electrical current running through your body. There could be a time dilation. High amplitude whiteouts often correlate with the feeling that time is moving strangely, either very fast or very slow. And then there's a sensory overload. With the noise
Yeah.
so high, you might find loud sounds, bright lights, or crowded spaces
Exactly.
more draining than usual. So your system is busy processing the solar input. So what I mentioned in my post is these are your action steps. Usually, when there's an active solar activity, you need to hydrate with minerals. So
Mhm.
the electric charge is using up your body's water and electrolytes. So drink structured water or add sea salt, magnesium to your intake. That's one. And then grounding. If you feel dizzy, which you did, get your feet on the actual earth, which, you know, we can't really do that now, but good thing you have the P90 frequency device that you have confirmed that you're using every day too. I'm using mine every day too. Um, that would help you ground. And then dim the light, put the phone away, and give your nervous system a break from external data while it processes the planetary data. So that's my post, April 17. And then right now
Exactly.
it come down a bit. So that's why it's very important that we pay attention to our bodies. Hydration is very important. We don't have any more minerals in our water, so you have to put salt, magnesium in your water. So yeah, and then the other thing that you mentioned is you were very sleepy. So when that happens, usually it's because your spirit guide wants to talk to you. So you're forced to rest. And that's why you had a dream. And that's why um, they told you that you are already in 5D. Because we'd already shifted. So there are people that are still in 3D, and our goal is to get them to be awakened. That's why we're doing this weekly Zoom calls so that we can raise their consciousness and inform them of what is really going on. So that's what happened to you the last couple of days.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
thank
I'm
you for
glad that
that.
you, yeah, and I'm glad that we're discussing this because people need to be aware that their body will change as we ascend to the new frequency of Earth, which is higher
Because
frequency.
it's adjusting. It cannot actually take the frequency. I mean, somehow, still up to now, I'm still recovering from it. But I mean, I'm 75% recovered already, but still recovering. But okay.
Our
So
diet will change too. Your diet will change. You will look at
yeah, I
the food
mean,
that you eat differently
imagine
now.
I only eat something like, I mean, one or two spoonfuls of rice, and that's it. I mean, ganun lang. Dati, ano ko matakaw in terms of, well, when I eat. No, no, konti lang. Okay, that's enough.
Yes, because your body's moving from being dense to light body. So you're not
Yeah,
requiring any more food like you used to. Yeah.
especially physical food.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Anyway, so what else do you want to discuss today? Because basically, as I said, I didn't plan anything today because my
Hmm.
mind was not in proper frame.
That's okay. That's okay.
So
What we're discussing right now is good. It's in line with what's going on right now with I mean everything is happening so fast now. We will be expecting disclosures about the UFOs. Um, we would be expecting I think the rest of the Epstein files will be declassified. I think that's another 3 million files. Um,
wow,
yep. And it will include names now, names of the politicians and high profile names. That's what we're going to expect to see. Let's see. So
I
the
mean
other,
more new names,
well,
more
before
new
they didn't
names.
really say who they are, right? So it was like still like people are unsure, but now this time they're really gonna put the names out. And bear in mind that the the military tribunals, I mean the people that you see on TV, like the politicians that you still see on TV, some of them are already gone. These are clones, these are actors acting out. We're actually watching a movie right now to wake people up to what is really going on, what the reality is. But the reality is there are people who are in witness protection that fake their deaths and actually alive. So some of these people are actually playing a role in the movie that we're watching right now. Believe it or not. Um, and then we see people like the Clintons, the Obamas. We see them on TV, but they're actually not the original because they've already been executed for treason. This happened in, I think,
Uh,
uh, 2018, 2019, 20, yeah, around that time. And I have posted this, like I have posted the arrest list and the executed list long time ago in 2021 when when it was shown to me. So you might want to go to my Facebook and then go back to sometime around that time, 2021, where I shared that. I don't remember if I put it public to be seen in public. Because back then I was, hesitant to show it in public because, I have to protect my safety because that was like a list of, high profile names that I'm, disclosing to the public. So, What else? Oh, there's a reason why we're having these energy crisis, right? Um, we're moving away from this old system, this old type of energy. We're moving towards the pre-energy, Tesla technology. That's where we're moving to. So
Yeah,
imagine,
free energy.
yes, correct. So Tesla technology is what we're moving forward to. So I was actually watching someone's video. I can't remember, but because I've seen so many videos lately, whatever they
Actually,
show me,
I don't know if you're
I would
familiar with.
watch it.
I don't know if you're familiar with Stephen Greer, Dr.
Yes,
Stephen Greer.
yes.
Dr. Stephen Greer already have a lot of, I would say, documented, I would say, inventions of
Mm-hmm.
free energy
Yep.
that we can use already.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, he was able to really get the kind of formulas from those that were actually taken by the CIA,
Yeah.
and now he had made them public,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
we can now make use of them. So I don't see any reason why we're supposed to really still depend on oil and gas, I mean, all these things.
No, there's no reason for us to be depending on that. And the reason why we have that in the old system is for control purposes. And, they wanted
Well,
we're in a
control is
slavery
still,
system.
well, up to now, I think there is the force that really would want us to be under them, but they have already been eliminated, I suppose, or they are still very much active in terms of what what they are supposed to be doing. I thought they were already somehow given the kind of, I would say, exit uh, departure
Yes, long time ago.
to
But again, you got to remember that we cannot shock people, right? So what you see right now on TV and what they're showing you is not reality.
Okay, I
There's
think, okay, now the only thing that is really controlling us is our programming. They
mhm,
have been
beliefs.
successful in terms of programming us the way they wanted us to be controlled,
Yep.
in terms of, well, everything. They instilled fear. They really tried to eliminate everything that could make us, I would say, successful or uh, be able to do whatever we want to do. They wanted us to still be dependent on them. Now, whatever they're doing through the kind of programming they're doing through social media and television programs, they still are very much up and about doing those things. Now, the thing here is we have to now come out. We as individuals, I think now have to say this has to stop. This has to now end because basically these are things that are still the ones controlling us, but they really don't have the power in terms of what it's supposed to really do to us. It's us because of our fear. That's why we're still are controlled by them.
That's what
Outside of that,
they're manifesting. Some people are
yeah,
still
outside of
manifesting
that
that.
fear, I don't think they will still be able to control us.
Hmm.
So, yun na nga, we have to awaken them. That's the only way to do it is to awaken them. The moment they're all awakened, that's it. That's why in Kamalayan, I've always I always stated that we are now really mounting a revolution of consciousness, a change in our way of thinking, because basically the way of thinking is where they are really trying to control us. Now, the thing is, if we are free to think and not be able to accept what they're telling us, that's it. So we
They
can
will
say goodbye
collapse.
forever to them.
Yep.
They will collapse already. We're still believing in the things that we still believe in up to now. That's why it's still there. But the moment we don't believe in them anymore,
Yeah.
they will all collapse. That's why I've been telling people about that 20 years ago. Everything will collapse. All systems, all establishments, all structures will
Hmm.
collapse. And somehow they still cannot accept that. But as I've said, I mean, they I mean, they ask me, why would you want these things to collapse? Because it's not mired in the right premise. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not exactly in the right way of being able to help many. Instead, it would just help a few of them. That's the
The,
real score there.
the quick
But if
answer to
people
that
now
is it's against the
understand this,
universal law.
yeah, because yes, they were able to do it properly in terms of movies, television programs, the news. Well, yun na nga, natakot tayo talaga. And somehow we believed in them. We still believe in what the government said in terms of what it's supposed to be doing for us. But we are the power now. This is not exactly the time now to relinquish that power because we have to regain it back. We have to get back this kind of power from whatever because we as individuals are powerful. That's the real score there. That's the real reason why we came here in this particular lifetime to be able to tell people that we have to create a new world. And in terms of this new world, it's not anymore the real, I mean, the old system that will prevail. Well, actually, maybe they still will be able to continue the same things. As a matter of fact, they're giving a prediction that everything will become AI in the next 20 years. Even our bodies will be already be I would say compromised with some AI gadgets like chips, so so that they will be able to know how to control us in terms of being able to identify where we are. We cannot hide anymore. If you have those chips, you will not be able to go into hiding. I mean, they'll know exactly where you are. That's exactly what's happening now. They
Not only
promise
that, they will
something.
control everything about you, your consciousness.
Yeah, they will control. Yeah, they will control. They will promise, of course, big things. I mean, beautiful things first, but beyond that, I mean, uh, it's not something really being seen by the people, but you know, we are going to be able to sacrifice our own freedom as a result. And not only that, if we are compromised, we are not anymore organic human
Yep.
beings.
Hmm.
When you become a transhuman person, you are
Yep.
not anymore a real human person. That's why it's so important that we have to be able to really still be maintaining our stature at this point in time. Anything you want to add to that?
I just thought about this. The other thing that's going to happen is they're going to disclose our cosmic origin, that we are made up of different um uh, I don't even know the word that I should use, but who you are and what you think about yourself will change. All right. You'll find out,
All right.
your
Okay.
cosmic
That's
origin,
exactly.
and then the DNA activation is happening too with this solar flash and everything, especially when we had whiteouts and strong storm, just like what happened over the weekend. Our DNAs are becoming activated. So the uh, junk DNAs that they said it's junk, it's not junk. All right. So they're coming online, and it would allow our body to harness energy directly from the central sun. All right. That's how powerful you are.
Again, they will be coming online.
The DNA are what they call the junk DNAs are coming online. They're being activated, and how they're being activated is the solar flashes, solar activity, solar storms that are happening right now. That's why you're seeing different things about you know, you're seeing these changes with the way you think, with the way uh, your body acts now, the way you view food. So basically, this would allow your body to harness energy directly from the central sun. That's how powerful you will be. And there's going to be superpowers that's going to be activated, especially the ones who are really like you're already in 5D. I'm already in 5D. So the superpowers are going to be activated comes the great solar flash. So
Yep.
this is not sci-fi, viewers. This is not sci-fi. This is real. And so yeah, it's very exciting times because you know, with the disclosure comes the um, the information of our origin. Where did we
All
come
right.
from?
All right. I'd like to add to that our cosmic origin because I've been talking
Hmm.
about that for the past 10 years
Yep.
or 20 years, that we are actually we're all aliens. We have alien blood. We have alien DNA. This is part of our cosmic origin. That's why we cannot anymore ignore that. To those who cannot still accept that, well, no problem. Continue what you believe in, but for us who have already been able to see exactly who we are, we know that we are really galactic people. Now the thing here is we are not just from one race of extraterrestrials. We are a hybrid. We
Yep.
belong to different races. That's why it's so beautiful. It's so nice to know that we are now being, I would say, I mean, a lot of those who are out there, extraterrestrials who are living in other planets, who are monitoring our activities here on Earth, they're practically laughing, enjoying what they're seeing because they know that we are so powerful, but we act like weaklings. And so somehow
Amnesia.
they know that we are now overcoming already all these things. And they're just waiting for us to be able now to really transcend what, I mean, who we are really. Now, the thing here is the moment we are able to transcend who we are now going to be given the kind of, I would say, support by all these extraterrestrial civilizations out there who are now really able, who will be able now to communicate directly with us, because at this point in time, until we are able to ascend rather to that higher consciousness level, they cannot meet us because they're on a very high consciousness level, and we cannot actually communicate with someone who's on a very high consciousness level. You know, ito nga, I mean, we often talk to God. How do you talk to God? But because God is really on that highest consciousness level, that's why we have a hard time. But again, as I've always mentioned, the only way to do it is to align ourselves through our consciousness, align ourselves to being able to see joy, peace, love, happiness, success, gratitude, and being able to give that to everyone, to serve one another. That's the real way of doing it. You cannot keep it to yourself. You have to be able to share it. We cannot anymore ignore that kind of, I would say, I would say, the things that are inside us, because all these things have been quietly just waiting for us to, to acknowledge them. And the moment we acknowledge them, everything will break loose, will open. And so when we open ourselves to already greater things, this is something that will now create a real new world. Actually, the new world is already created, but still people are not able to see it properly. Like, for example, many of us are aware of the problems, but we who are on 5D already, yes, we are aware of the problems, but we're not affected by it. And so, is that the proper way of looking at it? Yes, because definitely it's not going to be eliminated. We'll still be able to live in the same world, but we are now living in a different world than those who are now still living in a third world dimension, in a 3D dimension. If you are able now to see the difference, that's why all your problems, all your worries are still very much active. It's because you have not really transcended from 3D to 4D to 5D. And that's the real story that we have to now share with you, because that's what's going on now. There's a transition. There's this shift. There's this shift in consciousness. There's this shift in timelines. So, what else is there for us to not be able to explain to you what's going on? And you don't hear this in the news. Nobody talks about this in the news. You can see all the news programs. They're all talking about all the problems that they can look for. That's what they're trying to look for. The kind of fears that will instill more fear in people on people, because that's how they get to become prosperous. I mean, otherwise, if people don't anymore watch the news and don't believe in them, well, they won't have any livelihood anymore. So, but again, let them be. But for us, we are now living in a different world, and this is something that we have to really now enjoy. I posted a blog about this, and I got a message from Plessy. And then si Plessy said, Kuya Tats, sige, dyan ka na muna sa fifth dimension. Dito na muna ako sa 3D world kasi mas okay pa ako rito. Sabi ko, ako.
As if she hasn't been attending
Grabe.
your consciousness Kamalayan session, huh?
I mean, she's been attending for how many months already? For more than 2 years na eh.
Yeah.
And somehow, there's still this fear of
Mm-mm.
trying to of shifting to another consciousness level. I don't know why they're still afraid, what they're still afraid of, what they will lose when they actually shift to a different consciousness level. Well, we just keep on explaining to them, no problem.
Yeah. So, if I may, I wanted to just mention that when they release the disclosure, they're going to talk about the moon. The moon is not what we think it is. Okay. They will talk about the different tunnels that connects continents. All right. It's called deep underground military bases. There's a lot of
Yeah,
uh, other beings down there.
exactly.
They lived
What
there
they don't
for
tell
a
you,
thousand
really.
years.
There are a
Yep.
lot of things that they don't tell us.
Yeah. So there's so many things that's going to be revealed towards that. And then good news, we have stargates, right? That's why we're having this issue in Iran actually. So there's 12 stargates, and then there's secondary 12 stargates. So all stargates, all 24 stargates are now secured. So that's good
Yeah,
news. Um, and if people are not familiar with the 15 dimension, I think I had posted that in both YouTube and um, YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. So you might want to take a look at that because if you're not familiar with the 3D, 5D that we're talking about, then this would be a um, good video for you to watch because I explained
yeah,
it. Uh, you know, it's good for somebody who's not familiar with the
that's
different
right.
dimensions. So, yeah, so very exciting time right now as we shift to the new earth. There's millions of us awakened star seeds who will have um uh we have a role in this 5D new earth in helping the others transition. So there's going to
Actually,
be
I'm actually
mhm,
I'm trying to really more awaken the star seeds who are still sleeping at this point in time
mhm. So
because
when
many
you
of them are still sleeping.
okay, so some of them are still very busy and very attached to the 3D world. They're still worried how they're gonna pay the bills, where they're gonna get their money, those fears. But one thing that I want you guys to do right now, if you're listening to this, look at your palm, and if you see an M in your palm, and if you put your palms together and you see like an arch, like a half moon crescent, like I also talk
Everything.
about that in YouTube, in my Facebook. So if you have those mark, it's highly likely that you're a star seed, meaning you have a mission here. So you might want to start researching and And if you haven't been meditating, meditate because the answer's within. It's always within. You don't find it outside of you. It's always within. So take some time to start fasting, start meditating, half hour, an hour, and whatever you ask, right? The Bible talks about that. Um, whatever your questions are, it will be answered. So you just have to be intentional on what you want to do. But uh,
Exactly.
but yeah, very intentional on what you want to do because you cannot stay. This is what I know. Okay, for those people who's refusing to do anything with this, you don't have a lot of time. Maybe maybe 2 more years to decide on what you want to do, but that's a lot of time, and there's a lot of things that could happen between that time frame. But
Yeah,
there's a lot of timelines that's collapsing. There's multiple timelines that's going to collapse into three. There's only gonna be positive timeline, negative timeline where the transhumanism is going, the AI led, and then us organic, we're gonna be in the positive timeline. And then there's a middle one. It's like the people that are awakened, but they're really not fully awakened yet. They're gonna be in the middle timeline. So our target viewer are those people. We want to help them transition to the right timeline. But then again,
yeah. Come to our Kamalayan Cafe sessions. Like we
um,
are going to have one again this Friday at Glorieta 3, Seattle's Best, ground
mhm,
floor, 3 p.m. So please
there you
come.
go. There you go. You can ask questions that you can't really talk about outside of your circle. This is um, Sir Tato Malay session is very casual and you're open to ask questions, galactic questions, cosmic origin questions, and he will
Exactly.
guide you through
Everything
that.
you want to know under the universe.
Yes, yeah. So you may not know this yet, and I'm talking to the viewers because Sir Tato knows already where he came from. He's from the Lyran. He's ancient. So he knows where he's from. But Sir Tato Malay and I were volunteers here. We're not originally from here. We are Earth volunteers. If you're familiar with Dolores Cannon's teachings, there are three waves of volunteers, and he's on the first wave. I'm on the second wave, and so we're Earth volunteers. We are very ancient souls that are here to help the people of the Earth to transition to the next level. And so when the great solar flash happens, it would just be like a blink of an eye kind of thing, and then you will remember things that you forgot. So right now there's a lot of people that are having amnesia, but the truth is some of
Yeah,
you
exactly.
are
You
also from a higher realm and you
before
don't know yet.
you continue, the past 3 days, I was having amnesia. I mean, I would forget names that I normally would remember. I said, "What's wrong? I mean, I actually know these popular names. Why can't I recall? I mean, at this point in time, all these names." So because this is part of the solar flare, siguro.
Yes, it is.
Anyway,
When you're forgetting something, you have brain fog, you're being clumsy, you're dropping things, you're forgetting things. Those are Ascension symptoms. And please, if you're not familiar with my work yet, go to my Facebook. I'm very active in Facebook because I update you guys because I wanted to know what's going on with this, with the storm and solar flares, CMEs and all that to prepare myself, right? To ground myself, to hydrate myself. So I share those information so everybody can also know and understand what's going on with their bodies. But anyway, to continue with what I was saying earlier, If you're not familiar, the 15-dimensional time matrix yet, I think when I post this video, I will include a link. But basically, in there, you will understand that we are in at the very bottom. We are in the 3D physical reality. It's very dense here. And then the next level would be the 4D to 6D, and that's where we're heading. And we will become galactic human. That's why I was telling you guys earlier, come solar flash, those who are ready and believe in this thing will manifest their superpowers because they believe. If you don't believe, of course, it's not going to happen for you, right? That's why we're having these discussions. So we're informing you of what's ahead. And then the next level would be 7D, 90. That's universal. And then there's 10D, 12D. That's cosmic level. That's when your 12 strand blueprint resides. So go back and watch that video because that's very informative, just so you know where we're heading. Because when you have the big picture of what's ahead, then you're not going to be fearful. A lot of times we're fearful because we don't know what's going on, right? There's so much chaos when we watch TV or when we're watching someone's social media, and whatever your state of mind, that's what you're attracting. So if you're always in fear, in tune in fear, low vibration, then that's what you're going to attract. You're going to meet people that are in the same vibration as you and same situations that you are in, very low vibe. So what you need to do is practice awareness, mindfulness, and start being intentional and be conscious of what you are creating, because you're always creating every moment, every second, with your thoughts, with your beliefs, with your actions, right? They in the West, they teach us backwards. They teach us that um, matter comes first before consciousness. No, that's not correct. Consciousness first, then matters. That's the right way. And that's why everything that they teach us is so inverted. So you have to be able to discern. And if you're resonating with what we're talking about here, then you're in good place and you just keep moving forward and, um, you know, continue with your research. Because when you're intentional about ascending to the 5D new earth, then you will be guided. Your universe, your spirit guide, source will guide you to that direction. But you have to make a decision on where you want to go. This is that time to make that decision because your free will matters. Whatever you want to go, that's where you're going to be. Just like what Sir Tato said earlier, right? There's a Kamalayan member who had mentioned that she prefers to stay in 3D, right?
Well,
She's
that's
not ready to ascend yet to
that's
5D.
more, I think that's familiar. Siyempre, alam mo naman tayo.
Yes,
It's not all,
yes.
pag hindi familiar yan, ako, ayoko,
Yes, you're not
kakatakot.
familiar. Correct, correct. And that's the reason why we're having this conversation. Exactly that. We're informing you, we're teaching you and sharing you what we know. So you have the wisdom to use your free will and make a decision on which timeline you're going to be, right? Because every moment you're creating something. You just didn't know that you're creating your negativity. So if you're able to create your negative situation, you can also transmute that to something positive. You just have to be intentional. But they don't teach us that. Now you know. Now you
That's
know.
right. Anyway, so are we now on the last part, or we're ending our program already?
Well, we've been on this for an hour already. So if you have
Okay.
any final thoughts that you wanted to. share?
Well, I would just like to invite everyone to come to our Kamalayan Cafe sessions or Kamalayan Cafe session on Friday at Seattle's Best, Glorieta 3, Makati City, ground floor at 3 p.m. Please come. I mean, you know, it's free. I mean, just pay for your own coffee and enjoy the whole afternoon of learning so many beautiful things. That's all.
Okay, so I hope that you'll get a lot of people that would show up this Friday when you have your Kamalayan session. Um, and it's every other Friday, so take this opportunity to have one-on-one talk with Sir Tato Malay, who's very knowledgeable on this subject matter because he's been on this for several decades. So so you learn a lot from him. Sometimes he can be all over the place, so you have to be on point on what you wanted to talk about. He's so knowledgeable and he can, just talk about everything. And so be intentional on your questions. All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sir Tato, for being here and
Thank you.
share your wisdom again with us. And thank you, viewers, for being patient with us. And we will see you again next week.